With all the positive news coming out of Saints camp, it's time to wonder if the hype surrounding Michael Thomas is worth all of the chaos we're seeing on Twitter right now, especially in the underdog streets as well. We're seeing his ADP rise from the wide receiver 37 back in the June-ish timeframe to wide receiver 28, 29, nearly a 10 positional rank rise over the past couple of months. But is it warranted? What do we expect out of Michael Thomas? What do we expect out of this offense? So let's take a step back. Let's take a look at what we can expect from Michael Thomas and if we really should be investing in this wide receiver or just in this offense in general in this week's episode of By the Numbers. And of course, I welcome y'all back because it's been on a little bit of hiatus. Went on vacation throughout the month of July. Stopped over at the Fantasy Football Expo up in Canton. If you guys get a chance to do that, definitely go up and do that. Salute to Bob Lung and everything that he's doing up there. But let's get back to Michael Thomas. I mean, should we be looking into? I mean, the biggest concern is the injury right now, right? I mean, is he back? Is he ready to go? Is he going to be able to play here in week one? Well, according to all the reports, he is. I mean, let's look. Like the nerds are clearly happy. I mean, over at PFF, they're saying, Michael Thomas is back, baby. Let's go. It's like the John Wick meme. Like, I'm thinking I'm back. And that's what we're seeing right now, at least from PFF. We got beat writers also tweeting out, looking at the routes that he's running, making the sharp cuts, ability to actually use that ankle that he's had surgery on like so many times and kept him out of so many games over the past couple of seasons. So it seems like he should be able to return back to his form or his place on the offense. But I mean, does he have it still? Is he capable of being, that wide receiver that we expected him to? Well, since he missed most of the 2021 season or all the 2021 season, I mean, it's worth wondering, can he still be that wide receiver that we saw throughout the 2018-2019 season? But according to Reception Perception, this is from the 2020 season. I mean, shout out to Matt Harmon, over there charting, even just in let's say a failed season for Michael Thomas back in 2020. I mean, just took one of his games, his best game in 2020 against the Falcons. I know it's one of the easier defenses to run up against as a wide receiver, especially one of Thomas's acumen or skill set there on the field. But you can see still the multi-level talent of Michael Thomas. We see short routes, we see intermediate routes, crossing routes, deeper routes. I mean, all of the things that you expect out of a wide receiver. And according to Harmon's charting over at Reception Perception, we still see the success per route at each level of the field. This is in 2020 when we knew that he had the ankle injury, kept him out of more than half of the season, but yet we still saw the success rate. I mean, top 12 in success rate versus man coverage and press coverage. Again, even still with the bum ankle that kept him out throughout the entirety of the 2021 season. So, I mean, with that being said, knowing the fact that he still had it in him despite the injury, according to everything that we've seen so far, the injury, he's past that, should be able to be at full strength now here for 2022. So now the question is, well, I mean, is he going to be able to garner the targets? Oh, come on now, child, please. I mean, this is an offense that we've got Chris Olave on there. I mean, former Buckeye rather. So rookie, unproven though, but glad to have him as a part of the squad. I'm sure him and Michael Thomas can probably swap stories about being up at Ohio State. Cool and all. Unproven. Jarvis Landry getting up there in age at this point. So of course, I mean, this is an offense that was featuring Marquez Callaway. I mean, now Kevin White is a part of this offense. Yes, of course, Michael Thomas is going to be getting targets, the number of targets. I mean, the most targets on offense. This is the 2018-2019 receptions leader from the NFL. Of course, he's going to get targets in this offense. So you don't need me to tell you that. I mean, really the question is, and probably the question that you're having right now, can this quarterback support Michael Thomas? I mean, that's been my question from the jump. It's not about the skill set that Michael Thomas has. Can Jameis Winston actually be a functional quarterback? I mean, can he be a functional quarterback enough to support Michael Thomas on his campaign to reascend back into the top 12? Well, it's possible. And I say that just because looking at the numbers just from we've only got a 4-game sample. I mean, he only played, started 6 or 7 games in the 2021 season before he got knocked out in the very first game. Remember that week 1 game that he had against Green Bay? The man threw 5 touchdowns on 20 passes. That's not replicable. So I'm going to again toss that one out. He got injured in another one, so that takes us down to 5 games. In the second game, week 2, got blown out by Carolina. So looking at the 4 games, when everything got on track, they They knew how the offense was going to run. Jameis Winston actually wasn't that bad. That man was top 10 in EPA per play throughout that month span, like before he got injured. Looking at those names down there, I mean, Jameis Winston sitting there at number 10. I see Justin Herbert. I see Patrick Mahomes. I see Lamar Jackson. I see a number of names back behind him. Now, again, this is just a 1 month sample. It's a 4-game sample. So trying to extend that over the entirety of the season might be a little bit of a stretch, but at least the possibility is there. The possibility of Jameis still being, let's say, a mediocre quarterback, a quarterback capable of getting the ball to the middle of the field where Michael Thomas operates best. Not asking him to throw deep, not asking him to throw slants or anything like that. Well, I guess, working with Slant Boy, that might be a good thing for him. But overall, at least Jameis was efficient. Jameis could be efficient, and at least settling down and trying to use the targets that he had in front of him, he was capable of getting the ball where it needed to be. I mean, just looking at the comparison, this is using some of the charts over at Next Gen Stats. 2019, this was with Mike Evans, Chris Godwin. I mean, he had one of the best wide receiver duos in the league back in 2019. Look at the intermediate and short. I mean, his quarterback rating in those areas, abysmal. I mean, this is why it was a no-brainer for Tampa Bay to kind of move on in the hopes of, possibly getting a new quarterback, which I guess that wound up working out for them now, didn't it? But now look at what Jameis Winston was capable of doing just this past season. Now, I'm not saying he's all pro, not saying, in this post-LASIK world for Jameis, now that he can actually see, he's actually going to be like one of the most accurate quarterbacks in the world. But at least in the short, intermediate areas of the field, he has shown improvement over the last few years. And that's all we want. Right? I'm not advocating for going out and drafting Jameis Winston at his ceiling, but it's more about, can he support a wide receiver with a talent such as Michael Thomas, which apparently he can. At least that's what he showed last season. So there you have it, folks. I mean, Michael Thomas back from injury, offensive line, top 10-ish unit as of right now. And this is on an offense, let's say, needing a guy like Michael Thomas to at least be their primary wide receiver. And Michael Thomas has obviously shown that he can do that with a quarterback that's capable of taking him to that level. So go ahead and hop on Underdog, draft him as you need to, as you see fit. I would be aggressive as I possibly can on to add him to my teams because, again, from a target share perspective, from the quarterback that he currently has with him, he can definitely be there. So, I mean, if you like this video, do all the YouTube stuff. Y'all know what you got to do. Subscribe to the Football Guys channel. Catch all of the analysis from myself, Dave Kluge, Troy King. I mean, the whole lot. But in the meantime, it's draft season. Get geared up. Good luck to all of y'all in your future draft, and I'll catch y'all next week. Peace.